Hi, everyone. I'm here with Pastor Victor Brote again. We're going to talk about leverage and credit or debt. What's the difference? So, welcome. Thanks for being with us, Pastor.
Glad to be here.
Okay, so I'm going to use some examples that I use when I teach young kids about labor and credit and leverage and so on. And I'll take a chair. Not like the one I'm sitting in, but a chair, a table, a chair that you would sit at the dinner table. And I'll ask them, what is this? They all say a chair. And I say, no, it's labor. And then I'll explain to them, here's why. I can take this chair and sell it for $20. And then I can take that $20, I just transferred the labor in the form of a chair to the form of a piece of paper with a 20 on it. Now I can take that piece of paper, it's called money, with a 20 on it, and I can pay someone to mow my lawn. And so that's the first thing I try to get people to think about is this is the value of something. And I know that you've been a businessman also, and you've had construction business and so on. I'm also a businessman. I own health clubs. So the difference is in leveraging. Let's say your home, your mortgage may be $2,000 a month as far as a payment. That's better than paying rent at $2,000 a month. Why? Because you're not getting anything. Now, leverage, well, maybe I put a down payment on my home, and every time I make that payment, I'm building equity in my home. My home is going up in value, but also I'm paying off the debt of the home. So therefore, I would call that leverage. And the reason I call it leverage and not just debt is because I could sell the home and get my money back. Not only could I sell the home and get my money back, I'd get more money back than what I bought the home for. So that's a good test on what I'm describing. Can you sell the tangible item and get your money back? And we'll go into over leverage and so on in a minute, but I want to get kind of your thoughts on from a business standpoint on how to do this, where I can't sell my credit card and get my money back. That won't work. That's bad debt. So, Pastor, can you give us some examples when you had your own construction company on how this might work?
Well, it's so important to look at money as a tool rather than just a unlimited budget. Will that
I get it.
tool,
Construction tool.
Yeah. And that's how I ran my business. I didn't get over leveraged. If once you start to get over leverage, you're robbing something like Peter to pay Paul. You're taking that wealth and you're giving that wealth to a bank. Now, if you really want a big house and you can only, if you're willing to just do anything to get that house, you may be paying higher interest on a house that's not going to make money for you. Once your interest goes up, in a very short time, you've paid the bank for another house that you didn't build or live in. You just gave whatever the value of the house is. You need to consider the interest rate and how you pay things off. If it benefits you and you can stay ahead of that interest rate and the value of your house and making your payments, you will become richer faster. If you just go for the nice shiny thing and put it on your credit card or make payments on it forever, you will be doubling, maybe even tripling that expense. So you're going to be working longer to go after that. And it's just counterproductive. It will kill you. And people don't seem to understand that. Got some more there, Steve?
Yeah. Last thing I'd say before we end this is that you got to be careful of being over leveraged, because if you can't sell the tangible object, home, car, whatever it is, you're over leveraged. If you can't get out of it, if you can't liquidate it, you're over leveraged. It's also another word for that is called bankruptcy. So you got to be careful. Make sure that you're not over leveraged. And that's the way to evaluate, is to make sure you can get out and at least get your money back, or most of your money back. So great topic. As always, we really appreciate your input, Pastor, and we will see you next time.
It's a good way to go.